Ladies and gentlemen, it was the first story I saw when I woke up this morning, and that was that the Teamsters have decided to go on strike against Amazon. And honestly, I can't blame them. These workers have been complaining for quite some time about the working conditions. It's not the first time that Amazon workers have gone on strike, but this one in particular is happening over the holidays. Now, there is this song from this band called Loverboy. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Loverboy, but they were like big, like in the 80s or something like that. And they had this song called Working for the Weekend. You might know the tune a little bit. It goes, everybody's working for the weekend. That song. Well, everybody might be working for the weekend except for these workers that went on strike at Amazon. Let's go ahead and get into this discussion here. They were talking about this on Fox News, and I think it's pretty interesting who they are looking out for in the midst of all of this and who they should be looking out for. Listen to this.
If you have ordered a man bag, there's a possibility it may be delivered late, because we got a Fox News alert just moments ago. The Teamsters Union has kicked off an historic strike against Amazon. Workers at 7 facilities across 4 states are walking off the job at this hour.
Yep, the rank and file are going to be walking the picket lines at hundreds of Amazon fulfillment centers nationwide. This will allow warehouse workers and drivers without collective bargaining agreements to join in.
I didn't even know they were unionized. So here we go.
So that part right there was interesting to me. That is one of the commentators here on Fox News who said he didn't even know they were unionized. I don't understand how he didn't know that, given the fact that Chris Small's Amazon unionization story was one of the biggest stories in mainstream media last year. I mean, Chris Smalls went on to, I think, almost every corporate news platform possible. He also went on to late night shows as well to discuss this. So how do you not know that? Again, when you look at corporate media, this is what I was telling you guys, like they're not paying attention to the things that they should be paying attention to. So how does he not even know that they're, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's get into it.
If you're waiting on gift deliveries that could cause big problems, 6 days until Christmas.
So the Teamsters Union represents around 10,000 workers at 10 Amazon facilities. They say they're fighting for better benefits and safer working conditions at work.
That's right. And those are live pictures right now. They are walking the line. Fox 5 here in New York, taking these images in Mathspeth, New York. Amazon says there will be no impact to your holiday deliveries. But keep in mind, it's at the Amazons in San Francisco, portions of Los Angeles, New York, Atlanta, and Chicago. And the union says if your package is delayed, something you wanted for Christmas, and it doesn't show up, the union says blame Amazon's greed, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to get a settlement before Christmas.
They want more money.
They want more money. So listen to this. The way that they are framing this is that, oh, no, you may not receive your Christmas presents. Not, oh, no, these workers are underpaid. Oh, no, they're not giving these workers the breaks that they should receive. Oh, no, it's, oh, no, you may not receive your Christmas presents. Listen, people can still go out to the stores to buy Christmas gifts if they want to. OK, this is not a life or death situation for a consumer. But the concern should be with the workers. It should be with the treatment that they have received, which you're going to hear a little bit about that in just a second. We have heard these stories for years about the way Amazon workers have been treated. And now, so some of the Amazon workers have decided to unionize, and that was supposed to make things better. What you're going to find out is that even though there was a lot of praise for the NLRB, you're going to find out that obviously Amazon, a $1 trillion company like Amazon, was able to just brush off the NLRB and not follow the rules of that. And that's why when people were congratulating that, I said, well, these, $1 billion, $1 trillion companies, they don't really have to follow that if they don't want to. And that's exactly what Amazon has decided to do.
They want to get paid more. Teamsters organization, though, there are only 10,000 people that are affected. And when you compare that to how many people work at Amazon, it's a small portion, because 1.5 million people work at Amazon. So hopefully it's not going to affect your packages, but just beware.
So look at this, guys. This is where all the strikes are happening. We have California, we have Georgia, Illinois, and of course, New York. right? So, but again, notice how they're framing it. Don't worry, you might still get your packages and da-da. You know, it's like the concern is in the wrong direction.
If you're shopping, there could be a delay.
Well, they're definitely using this as a negotiation ploy. They are fully aware that it's the holiday season and people want their packages, and they're using it to put some pressure on Amazon. I'm not sure it's really going to work, though, considering the amount of people that are protesting.
I just saying, you know how the president likes to be hands-on? Jeff Bezos having dinner with him last night, and the Teamsters union president has already been down to Mar-a-Lago.
They have a great relationship.
He did not endorse Trump, but he didn't endorse a Democrat, and they do get along. So I think he could probably do did you still do party lines? Or FaceTime? You could FaceTime with two people, or you could Zoom call.
You could.
And President Trump could end this.
Well, you know what? I think President Trump needs to work on what we're about to talk about.
That's a transition.
I'm Steve Doocy.
Okay, so the Amazon workers are officially on strike. And by the way, they have been trying to negotiate with Amazon for quite some time. They had warned them that if they did not meet these demands, that they would go on strike for the holidays. So it's not like the management and the supervisors at Amazon didn't know. They've known about this for quite some time. So they just decided not to meet their demands. I want to show you some of the conditions that they have had to deal with. This is from More Perfect Union.
We deliver with pain and suffering.
This is my third holiday I'm giving to Amazon. I haven't been around for Thanksgiving or Christmas.
It's constant speed up for the holidays.
It's like twice as dangerous, I would say, because everyone's moving twice as fast and there's twice as much work.
Every horror story you read about Amazon is true, but worse. And that is why I voted yes for the strike.
Workers at the only unionized Amazon warehouse are going on strike during the company's busiest season.
Ultimately, Amazon only speaks one language, and that's money. We're going to hit them where it hurts until they decide it's time to come to the table.
Workers with the ALU plan to strike the JFK 8 facility on Staten Island later in December.
We can't wait anymore.
We're not joking around here. Right now, it is peak season at Amazon. It's Amazon's most profitable time of year.
Well, it's pretty typical of Amazon to call mandatory overtime every holiday season.
They've been asking for us to work 11.5-hour days, 5 days a week.
With the lunch break, it's a 12-hour and 30-minute shift, so you're there majority of the day, majority of the week.
They have no right to demand that of their workers when they could fulfill those same roles with voluntary extra time and surge pay for the workers that want to take it on.
Workers say peak season exacerbates existing safety issues.
It's extremely chaotic, especially at that time. Management is really looking to push numbers. That means cutting a lot of corners, bending the rules, pushing conditions that are unsafe.
Pushing conditions that are unsafe. Where have we heard this before? We heard this from the Boeing whistleblowers. They made the same complaint that during certain times of the year, the peak periods, that the managers were pushing for them to get things done in a shorter amount of time. And so obviously that is going to lead to some safety issues. So it's not the only company that we've heard this about.
I mean, a lot of times the conveyor belts get backed up, so you're packing boxes, but you can't even put them on the conveyor belt. You're forced to build up stacks of boxes around you. There's no room on the floor to walk. Yeah, just safety hazards everywhere.
Despite employing only 36% of warehouse workers in 2022, Amazon was responsible for 53% of all injuries in the warehouse industry.
Amazon is fine to let people die in the wake of tornadoes and any kind of natural disaster for their profits. And we, as Amazon workers, know what we deserve. And we're not going to take it anymore.
Workers at the JFK 8 Amazon warehouse on Staten Island voted to unionize in 2022, but they still don't have a contract.
See, a lot of people forget about this. Remember when Chris Smalls unionized the very first Amazon warehouse on Staten Island? A lot of people forget that they still don't have the contract. That was 2022. It's now 2024.
Amazon is pretending like it never happened.
Their stance is we don't exist.
And they ignore everything from the NLRB.
And right now they're in federal court arguing that unions are unconstitutional.
Everybody hearing this? So they're ignoring the NLRB. They're arguing that unions are unconstitutional. When I tell you it is us against them, this is exactly what I'm talking about. They don't even want us to unionize.
Amazon is one of the wealthiest companies in the world. They can keep us in court for the rest of time. The only thing that will get them to negotiate a union contract with us is impacting their bottom line.
We've pledged several hundred workers so far to participate, and we're still working and organizing and building up our structure in JFK so we can hopefully mobilize a lot more and really impact productions this year.
Trying to show Amazon we're fed up, we're done.
A lot of us don't want to go on strike. You know, we want to work, but we want to work for fair wages. We want to work for at least $30 an hour. We want to get adequate breaks so that we're not getting injured all the time. We want to be able to go to the bathroom and drink water without getting written up. And if we have to go on strike to make Amazon come to the table and give us the respect that we deserve, then we're going to do it.
So, yeah, they were sounding the alarm about this for quite some time. It's not like they just decided to do this overnight. But what you're going to see here in particular is that the cops who were there at the picket line, this is at one of the locations in New York, you're going to see that they are not there in support of the workers. I want to bring in this clip here from Louise. It says, breaking: after hours of Amazon Teamsters maintaining a strong picket line, cops broke the picket line for Amazon. So you can see it here again. You'll see what side they're on.
Can't be in the sidewalk, can't be in the street. It's alternated. And you guys, 60 minutes are helping. Yeah, look at that. This is illegal. I hope when you collect that gene, you get benefits and everything. Yeah, don't worry, bro.
These are what they call scabs. These are the people that came in to break the picket line.
Don't let them fool you guys. Union brothers.
So as I told you before, now the police department, they're a part of a union, but look who they choose to protect. They're choosing to protect the elite, the wealthy class. Again, they stand in solidarity with those in position of power and the wealthy. They do not stand in solidarity with the working class. You're going to see this one as well. This is from Midwestern Marks. New York police clear Amazon strikers out of the way so scabs can drive through freely. One scab said, "I'm proud to be a slave." Like, this is ridiculous. Watch this.
You are unlawfully in the roadway.
They've started arresting some of the Teamster leaders. The police from the jump have been trying to arrest the leaders. Here we can appreciate a line. How long is this line? Now they're taking advantage to get all the trucks out now. All the trucks are now coming out because the police are making arrests. If any American worker had any doubt about the true role of the police, who the police are loyal to, it's anybody except you and me. The police are loyal to Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. The police have been acting extremely aggressive. There's a crowd now trying to get this Teamster leader, this Amazon worker out.
So the police were there to, they did arrest, of course, Amazon union members, and they arrested this guy who was an Amazon driver. This is wild. Breaking: Amazon driver attempted to stop his delivery van in support of ULP strike in New York City in the warehouse entrance. The cops swarmed him and he was arrested. Workers surrounded the van and cops flung them off. So this guy who was driving an Amazon van decided, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to stand in solidarity with everybody else. And he got arrested. They arrested this guy. Isn't this wild? Again, who are they standing with? You can see the video of it here where people are saying, let him go. So you see who they stand with, guys. Look at this. I guess this is supposed to be, is he one of the captains? He has on the hat. Look at this. Look at how he's looking at him. So we have people that are a part of a union, the NYPD, arresting people who are part of another union. This does not make any sense. Again, I told you, in order for us to have solidarity among the workers, we have to fight back against the billionaire class. We have to fight back against the elites. And this is what they want. They want the working class people to fight against each other. They're loving this right now when they see this image. So that's important for people to see. Again, the workers are not the enemy. And luckily enough, it appears they let him go. I love this. I'm glad he was released. But Amazon driver Jurgerson Cardenas has been freed. He gets a class hero welcome on the Teamsters ULP strike. So luckily they let him go, but he never should have been handcuffed in the first place.
Earlier, so he's got a few words. Give it up for him, everybody. Give it up.
Thank you. Yo, we gotta keep it together so we can make this shit happen. That's the only way we're gonna make it happen. Yes, whoever don't wanna be here, keep it moving. That's so. We gotta be up.
So I'm glad that he was released, right? So again, standing in solidarity there. Now, I just want to remind everybody that Sean O'Brien, the president of the Teamsters, spoke at the GOP convention. Everybody remember that? And in the end, the Teamsters decided not to endorse the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, but he did speak at the GOP convention. So one would assume that he may have somewhat of a relationship with President Trump, at least to the point where he can get in the room with him. But where was Donald Trump when all of this was happening? I want to show you this. Once again, people look out for their class. Sean O'Brien spoke at the GOP convention. Trump should be with the Amazon workers, not Jeff Bezos. And this is where he was. It says last night, Trump was dining with Jeff Bezos at Mar-a-Lago. So look at this. And this is what I was talking about. That was Jeff Bezos right there. Now, I want to remind you, Jeff Bezos is actually proud about the fact that he is getting closer and closer to being a trillionaire. Jeff Bezos is getting close to being a trillionaire. Now, we talk about billionaires shouldn't exist. We damn sure should not have trillionaires in this. This is ridiculous. Enormous amounts of wealth, and yet the workers at Amazon are being paid pennies. They're not getting adequate breaks that they should have. So one of the Amazon workers was questioning about this, and they said, how do you feel about Jeff Bezos about to become a trillionaire?
Jeff Bezos bragging that he could be the first trillionaire ever.
That just harps on what I was saying. A trillionaire, one man with $1 trillion. Where's your ethics? Where's your morals? Where are your, my fellow American? I was brought up all my life. My fellow Americans, share the wealth. How are you about to be a trillionaire? Do you not recognize how you got there? How'd you get there? We're the fuel to that engine. We're the fuel to that profit. We're the fuel. Because we take away this fuel, you got nothing. Recognize us. Respect us enough to say, hey, a livable wage is not $20 an hour. $21 an hour, $22 an hour, $23 an hour. That's not a livable wage in today's economy. $100, does it fill up a bag of groceries? One bag of groceries, $100.
Especially in New York City. I think if you ever lived in New York, you would know that. I would say $20 wasn't enough to live off of in New York 10 years ago, let alone today. But no, it's not enough. And I've shown you this with the cost of living report before, what you should make in each state that you live in order to afford a 2-bedroom apartment. Like and most people are not being paid what they should make. So this $15 minimum wage thing is still not enough for people to be able to make a living in this country. But the fact that Jeff Bezos is getting closer to becoming a trillionaire, he's able to do that again by exploiting the labor, by exploiting the workers. When you exploit the workers, it helps make you richer. And that's how this works. So when I say all the king's men, the reality is we are the 99%. I don't think there's any billionaires watching the show. Okay. So we are the 99%. We are the people that are exploited for the people who are billionaires and this one that's close to becoming a trillionaire. Occupy Wall Street had the right idea with that message that it really comes down to us because there's more of us than there are of them. And as time goes by, you'll continue to see that they just become richer and richer and richer. And that's why I continue to say, regardless of the political party, if we don't find a way to dismantle the elites, to dismantle the billionaire class in this country, there will never be a solid working class agenda that is implemented for the American people, because the billionaires don't just run these businesses, they also run Congress. So keep that in mind. I'll keep my eye on the strike and we'll continue to follow the story. But as it stands right now, these Teamsters are on strike against Amazon. And they're not working for the weekend, at least not this weekend, like the Loverboy song. They're more like the other Loverboy song that I know of, which is the Turn Me Loose song. They're like, why don't you turn me loose? Turn me loose. Turn me loose. That's where they are now. So we'll keep an eye on it, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll let you know what happens going forward. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.